Before creation took shape, before light split the dark, two forces met in silence. Their collision birthed the universe, stars, gravity, life. Ever since, they have moved together, building and breaking, creating and undoing, again and again. Every pattern, every storm, every thought is born from their endless struggle. This is their story, the eternal dance between chaos and cosmos. And though billions of years have passed, their footprints remain. In the pulse of galaxies, in the heartbeat of life. Even now, each breath you take carries a trace of their first collision, the whisper of something wild, trying to find form. The question, why the universe moves. Have you ever wondered why the universe isn't silent? Why it didn't remain a cold, empty void, but instead burst into stars, galaxies, and life itself? Something turned nothing into everything, and that something is this ancient tension between chaos and order. Every atom, every cell, every storm is a compromise between these two cosmic impulses. One wants freedom, the other seeks form. Without chaos, nothing new could ever emerge. Without cosmos, nothing could ever last. And that fragile tension, that razor's edge between freedom and form, is where the universe breathes. Physicists call it the edge of chaos, the narrow border where systems are alive enough to change, but stable enough to endure. Too much order, and the system freezes. Too much chaos, and it collapses. Between the two, life begins to sing. We live suspended between them. Our minds, our societies, our ideas, all shaped by their ceaseless movement. The ancient vision, from myth to cosmos. In the beginning, ancient thinkers didn't call it science. They called it mythos, the language of story and symbol. For the Greeks, chaos was not evil. It was a fertile void, the dark soil from which all order would grow. Cosmos meant beauty, harmony, rhythm, a world that finally made sense. Hesiod wrote that the gods were born from chaos, but they could only rule once order took form. Even then, the balance never held. Every myth, every tragedy, spoke of this fragile line between structure and collapse. It wasn't about good versus evil. It was about balance. The ancients somehow intuited what modern science would rediscover, that creation and destruction are never separate acts, but phases of a single breathing universe. In every myth, chaos was not banished. It was necessary, waiting to be called again, whenever the cosmos grew too rigid, too proud, too closed to change. The rational turn. When cosmos conquered, then came the philosophers. They wanted to silence chaos, to cage it within logic, mathematics, and reason. From Plato's perfect forms to Newton's clockwork universe, the dream of order became absolute. Everything could be measured, predicted, controlled. The universe, it seemed, was a machine, and we, its engineers. For centuries, this vision gave humanity power, but it also made us forget that chaos had once been our teacher. We began to fear the unpredictable, to see disorder as failure, madness, error, noise. And yet, beneath every equation, chaos waited, whispering that reality was never as perfect as we imagined. Centuries later, the whisper became a storm. A meteorologist named Edward Lorenz, studying the weather on an early computer, discovered something extraordinary. Tiny differences in starting conditions could create enormous changes in outcome. A butterfly flapping its wings in Brazil might, in time, trigger a tornado in Texas. It wasn't poetry, it was mathematics, the birth of chaos theory. And suddenly, the universe was no longer a clock, but a living, breathing pattern of interwoven uncertainties. The return, when chaos spoke again. Then, in the 20th century, something unexpected happened. Physics began to tremble. The deeper scientists looked, the less order they found. Particles refused to stay still. Galaxies moved in strange patterns. Even simple systems, like the weather or a heartbeat, showed unpredictable rhythms, as if chaos had returned to reclaim its throne. But this time, we listened. We began to see that chaos was not destruction, but complexity, a deeper kind of order, too intricate, too alive to be reduced to simple rules. From this insight, a new science was born, the science of chaos and complexity, a world where even disorder creates beauty, where randomness births structure, where life itself is the most exquisite compromise between freedom and form. Complexity theorists saw that life doesn't resist chaos, it uses it. Out of turbulence, patterns emerge. Ant colonies organize without a leader. Neurons synchronize without command. Order arises not from control, but from interaction. From countless local exchanges, each obeying simple rules that together create astonishing harmony. This is called self-organization, the hidden intelligence of nature, and it thrives precisely at the edge of chaos. The mirror, chaos and cosmos within us. And perhaps the greatest revelation is that this dance does not only shape the universe, it shapes us. Our minds are born from chaos, billions of neurons firing in unpredictable waves. Yet from that turbulence, consciousness arises, a fragile cosmos of thoughts and meanings. Every emotion, every idea is a storm trying to find form. Every decision, a moment where chaos whispers and cosmos answers. We seek order in our lives, yet we grow through chaos. We long for peace, yet it is conflict that awakens us. Every creative act begins the same way, a mind wandering without map or master, until suddenly connections spark. The artist, the scientist, the dreamer, all stand at the edge of chaos, where the unknown meets the imaginable. That is where consciousness dances most vividly, between disorder and design, between surrender and control. We are both dancers and stage, the universe performing its eternal rhythm through us. The infinite dance. And so the story continues, in galaxies and oceans, in minds and machines, in everything that changes and everything that endures. Chaos and cosmos will never defeat one another, because they were never enemies. They are two halves of creation, the pulse of existence itself. And maybe, one day, when we finally understand that balance, we'll see that the universe was never seeking perfection, only participation. Every moment of awareness, every act of creation, is our way of joining the dance. When you look at the stars tonight, remember, they are not symbols of order alone. They are the frozen footprints of chaos still dancing in the dark. The dance goes on.